Hey everybody, my name is Gavin and I love horror. Back in 2009, we met the character of Esther in the film Orphan, and audiences and myself were blown away by just how good Orphan turned out to be in what could have been a kind of lazily, sloppily made movie on a one-note premise. Actually ended up having one of the best twists of any horror movie in the past 20 years. Like, if you've never seen Orphan, you need to watch it because it is good stuff. But if there's one thing the horror genre loves, it is not knowing when to quit while they're ahead, and they love unnecessary sequels. So when I heard they were making another Orphan movie, this time a prequel called Orphan First Kill, I was hesitant before being even interested in it because I thought Orphan was a great movie, doesn't need a sequel/prequel, but now that Orphan First Kill is out, I can happily say I was wrong, and we did need this movie. Let's get into it. Before we get started, as always, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to speed this up a little bit and be like, just like, subscribe, you know all the stuff every YouTuber asks you to do, but really, I do appreciate it. Trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, so if we could get to that, I would be very, very happy. Orphan First Kill takes place 2 years before the original Orphan in 2007, and what I really liked about Orphan First Kill is that I never really knew which direction it was going to go in because it gives you some real red herrings early on. Before we go any further, I will be spoiling the whole ass movie, so if you have not seen Orphan First Kill yet, go watch it, come back, and then see my review, and then see maybe if we have the same opinion. But I will be spoiling everything because it's hard to talk about without spoiling. Like I was saying, this movie could have gone a couple of different ways. Early on, I thought it was going to be like a Silence of the Lambs style movie with a psychologist going to talk to Lena, who we know as Esther. That quickly dissipates, like that disappears from the movie, and you're like, oh, I guess we're just gonna kill off that nice lady. The kills in this are pretty gruesome, so if you like the kills and the violence of the first Orphan, you're gonna like it in this as well. In the first movie, Esther is adopted by a family who's dealing with the loss of a child. They adopt her to try to fill that space. In this movie, Esther leaves Russia by pretending to be an actual missing American child. She goes online, Googles a bunch of stuff, and it's like, I think I'm gonna be that girl. She manages to get back to America and reunite with a family who has a missing child. This, for me, seemed like it was going to be very, very heartbreaking because it's one thing to be adopted by a family who's lost a child, but it's another thing to be adopted by a family who had a missing child, and then you're coming back as the same child. Like, the amount of grief and stress and just heartbreak that could have led to. I was like, this is gonna be even meaner than the first movie. This is gonna be so mean. But then, no, that's not even where we go either, because it turns out, and again, spoilers, big old spoilers here. It turns out the family of the missing child are psychopaths. Well, not all of them. The mom, played by Julia Stiles, and the son are awful. The missing child was actually killed by the brother, and the mom helped cover it up. The dad, though, he doesn't know any of this because he is one of the stupidest characters I've seen in the movie this year. He's just like, everything seems good, everything seems real good. Yeah, everything is perfect. But this twist, while not as great as finding out that Esther is a grown woman at the end of the first Orphan, this twist had me genuinely shocked. I didn't know what to expect because you think she's gonna manipulate this family and go on to kill them. You did not expect this family to be awful. So this is when the movie kind of turns and you start rooting for Esther, and it becomes like this weird agreement of, we know you're a grown woman, you're not our real daughter's dead, but this can be mutually beneficial for everybody. So I really like that. I did a video a few months ago after the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake / sequel / whatever the hell that was came out, about how slasher movies, and I do consider Orphan a slasher movie, need to raise the bar in their creativity. And I feel that Orphan First Kill really succeeded in doing this. I really think that having the twist be that the family had killed their daughter and realized immediately that Esther was not their child, that was such a good twist and really makes the second half of the movie very, very interesting. So there, we already have 3 ways the movie could have gone, and I didn't predict any of them. So that was very, very cool. Probably gone too far into this review without absolutely praising Isabelle Fuhrman's portrayal of Esther. She was 23 years old when she shot this movie, which is way older than she was in the original, but she looks like she did in 2009. Like, it's mind-blowing how they did the makeup, how they shot the perspective of the film. I believe that she was the same age and she had the form of dwarfism that the character has. Like, that is It's very well done. I never once thought like, oh, they de-aged her or she looks weird or looks way too old. If we're being honest, whatever they did to Elizabeth Fuhrman to make her look young and like a child, they should have given to Ben Platt in last year's Dear Evan Hansen, because that dude looked like he was 70 years old in high school. But the movie isn't perfect. There's a lot of stuff I like about Orphan First Kill, but the movie is not perfect. And one of the things that's not perfect is just how the plot kind of is. It's very convenient. I know you gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit for horror movies, but the fact that this child could say, hey, I am their missing child, but nobody did any checks and balances to actually determine if it was the actual little girl. Like, she comes up with a Russian accent. They talk with a child psychologist and they're like, oh, that could happen. Her development was still growing in 4 years. Okay, I get that. But maybe like fingerprint her or talk to the police a little bit before you just invite this child that may or may not be yours into your home. There's a scene with the police officer who pulls the fingerprints from a record and checks them against it, and it turns out not a match. We should have done this a while ago. We should have done this when this child mysteriously, miraculously returned 4 years later. Like, maybe do that first. Also, the brother character who killed the little sister because he was like too rough with her that the mom had to cover up, he's almost comically over the top evil, like just no redeeming qualities. And I get that that's what they're going for. You don't have to flesh out every character, but he just seemed like, I'm so evil. I have no redeeming qualities. Even before you find out he's a murderer, he's just like garbage. So maybe a little layered death, maybe have him feel a little bit bad, but he had to be evil. We had to root for Esther. It does feel weird rooting for Esther at times because we do know how evil she is in the first Orphan and just what the emotional torment she did to that family. But you do still weirdly root for her in this, that you want this family to just get killed. You want the Albrights to get their just desserts. The dad is one of the dumbest characters in horror this year. Just doesn't question anything. He's like, yeah, this seems right. And all it took was her teeth falling out and showing like fake teeth to be like, who are you? What? Like, it had her teeth falling out any time before the house is on fire and they're hanging off a roof. This would have been a very short movie because it'd be like, oh, my daughter had real teeth. There's no explanation for this fake teeth situation. Clearly you are a fake child. And then I guess the final note I have here is all of this movie, Orphan 2009, it could all be avoided if somebody, anybody, would just hook up with Esther. That is it, okay? She is legally an adult. It's weird, but have you been on the internet? There are people that are into that. You can Google missing children and pose as one, but you can't get on FetLife. Esther, there's somebody out there for you. If somebody just hooks up with Esther, nobody has to die. But overall, I did really enjoy Orphan First Kill. It far exceeded my expectations. I did not know how it was going to go, but I really did enjoy this movie. I think it's a worthy sequel / prequel, and I do like all the twists and turns they did. Nothing was going to top that original reveal twist in Orphan, but they did enough different here that it didn't feel like just a rehash, which they could have easily done. Everybody involved with the production deserves to be praised for making a worthy sequel to a really underrated gem of a horror movie. But what do you think? Did you enjoy Orphan First Kill? Are you a fan of the Orphan franchise? Would you like to see a third movie? I don't know how they would do it, but you know, they love them unnecessary sequels. Maybe we find out how she got into the Star Institute to begin with, so we could do Orphan First Kill. Maybe go that route. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. And as always, please subscribe to this channel. I greatly do appreciate it. I say it every time, but I really do appreciate watching my subscribers go up. I appreciate all of you watching my videos, sharing the content. Thank you so much for all of that. And until next time, stay weird.